Okay, we're gonna talk about LESSERAFIM in this video. Starting with this amazing news that we have got yesterday. And then at the end of the video, we're gonna talk about this new Weverse magazine article on LESSERAFIM, specifically Spaghetti. It's an interview piece with the performance director of LESSERAFIM, Park So-yeon. Okay, so it's gonna be fun. But let's start here. So, LESSERAFIM has been announced as a performer on ABC's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest 2026, which is the biggest New Year's Eve live show in the United States. And they're the only K-pop group selected to perform this year, which speaks to their rising profile and popularity in the American market. Now, New Year's Rockin' Eve is a long-running American broadcast, which is watched globally every December 31st, and it features the year's most influential or popular artists. And joining the lineup already is widely considered a marker of mainstream recognition. And here's this year's performers, the roster, and yes, filled with global artists, and making LESSERAFIM's inclusion even more notable. Post Malone's there, nice. Chance the Rapper, huh? Okay. 50 Cent, all right. AJR, nice. Mariah Carey, that's beautiful. Anyways, so yeah, this is notable. Now the group will perform in New York's Times Square, performing two songs, Crazy and Spaghetti. Crazy is their Billboard Hot 100 charting track, released last year, and Spaghetti, which became their highest ranking entry on both the Billboard Hot 100 and the UK official singles chart. And they're going to perform these two songs at New York Times Square. And that reminded me, when I first heard the news, it reminded me of two things. First, when BTS performed there 5 years ago. Good times, right? When was it? Yeah, 2020. That was amazing. And also, it reminded me of this. If you're a FEARNOT, their fans, the fandom name, in one of their recent videos, they filmed while they were on North American tour. They did play these games in their hotel room. It's part of their girls' night, second girls' night, and the loser had to do some funny / embarrassing dance challenge while wearing this dinosaur outfit in Times Square, and Kaza had to do that. Now she was supposed to film this dance challenge with a random stranger, but this random stranger she ran into happened to turn out to be a FEARNOT, even going to their concert the same day, if I remember correctly. So that was super, that was incredible. And the guy was so chill. I really respected the guy. Anyways, now they're coming back to the same place, performing their key songs in front of a lot of people, right? So it just highlights how strongly LESSERAFIM has grown in the American market, especially this year, 2025. Again, their North American tour earlier sold out 7 major cities, and being invited to perform at the country's largest year-end broadcast, that further reinforces their presence as one of the leading fourth-generation girl groups. If you care about those generational categories, divisions. And yeah, they have crossed into true US mainstream visibility at this point. This event will place them in front of tens of millions of viewers worldwide, right? And situate them alongside top Western artists. So it's a signal of both commercial impact and cultural relevance in the global pop landscape, which has already been confirmed when they received the amazing responses they got when they performed at America's Got Talent, AGT. Speaking of which, let's talk about LESSERAFIM's achievements in 2025 because they are almost unreal when you list them out. And what I'm going to list them out, I think it's just a portion of it. So first, they released Hot uh, early this year, right? Which is an album that became one of their defining projects. And I don't think I have emphasized enough how much I appreciate and love this album. Um, yeah. And then they completed a sold out US tour, proving they can fill venues across North America, and there was, some incredible highlights throughout the tour. And they appeared on America's Got Talent, and the responses were amazing. They killed it, and they performed at an event hosted by the Korean government representing K-pop artists. So that was also beautiful because they, quote unquote, proved to the whole nation that they can perform flawlessly while performing live, right? I have already made a separate video about that. And they even received a shout out from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, personally, when he came over to Korea for an event, right? It was a GeForce event, and which kind of boosted their visibility in tech and mainstream pop culture, which has happened before. If you're FEARNOT, you will be aware that LESSERAFIM has collaborated with Android, Google Gemini. So this was great. And then they made history at Tokyo Dome in Japan, which is one of Japan's most iconic venues. And they performed even better. Just got better and better throughout their world tour. And then they capped the year with the kind of milestone most groups only dream about. Again, performing on New Year's Rockin' Eve in Times Square, the biggest New Year's broadcast in the United States. Now, their year-end schedule shows just how global their reach has become. So here it is, December 6th, in 2 days. They're gonna kick off with Asia Artist Awards in Taiwan. And then on December 19th and 25th, they appear on two of Korea's major year-end shows, KBS Song Festival and SBS Gayodaejeon. And on December 28th, they head to Japan for Countdown Japan show. And December 31st, brings the Times Square stage for New Year's Rockin' Eve in the US. And then they're going to return to Taiwan on January 10th for the Golden Disc Awards. And finally wrap up with their Seoul Encore concerts from January 31st to February 1st. And that will become a true conclusion to their world tour. Easy, crazy, hot. And when you line up everything they have accomplished alongside how intensely they're moving across major markets at the end of this year, it's hard not to step back and wonder, wow, is LESSERAFIM's 2025 run even real? And it's been nonstop growth and headline moments in every region, and the clearest sign yet that they have broken into true global status. And one thing I'm really appreciating, and I've been seeing this from fans as well, even though their schedule is packed, if you watch their videos and footage, they don't seem tired. Of course it is tiring, I'm aware of that, but especially with the latest comeback Spaghetti, it just showed how much they worked to improve their stamina as well, So I feel like they have grown in every area, including stamina, like physical health and toughness. They were tough before, but they got even tougher. So, and they're having fun. That's the best part. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm truly impressed. Let me know what you think about this news and how you felt when you first heard about this announcement. Okay. Now, last but not least, let's talk about this article, Weverse magazine. So this one, where is it? Yeah. So Weverse magazine released this article yesterday, December 3rd, and it explains why Spaghetti became one of LESSERAFIM's most impactful performances and how the choreography was created. I have made several videos covering the track because when the track was first released, I instantly fell in love with it. Even though I saw some divided opinions in the very beginning, but then a lot of people who initially were kind of about the song eventually fell in love with it. But yeah, this article, first of all, it highlights how the song reached number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 46 on the UK official singles chart, marking the group's highest chart position so far. And the performance director, Park So-yeon, is this woman right here. And she is, a lot of fans love her because of her talents and because of her chemistry with the members. And also because of how much appreciation and love she consistently expresses through various means, including on her social media. And K FEARNOT, love to call them like a mother. Actually, yeah. Sorry. You know, as soon as I use the word mother, I'm not gonna talk about it. But I'm pretty sure you know what I was talking about. Anyways, Park So-yeon reveals how the team turned a seemingly simple, playful concept into a fully realized performance. And much of the choreography is built around literal interpretations of the lyrics, including the pinky finger like pulling spaghetti out of your teeth move, and formations that resemble teeth opening and closing. Do I have it up here? Yeah, right here. So this is supposed to look like a mouth and teeth. And these ideas were intentionally exaggerated to feel funny, bold, and unmistakably LESSERAFIM. By the way, I have seen that this song became super viral in China for some reasons. Not only Chinese fans, but also Chinese celebrities have been participating in doing the spaghetti challenge, which is amazing. And one of the key points is the intro, according to Park So-yeon. So they asked their choreographer, Todd Williams, to create a visually overwhelming beginning using floor work, which girl groups rarely use. And the goal was to break away from familiar patterns and shock viewers from the first second. Although LESSERAFIM has their intro, for example, when it comes to their debut track, Fearless, they completely lie down on the floor when they start the song, right? And the article also emphasizes the members' facial expressions and attitude as a core part of the performance. And according to Park So-yeon, LESSERAFIM succeeds because they absorb direction quickly and they're not afraid to push beyond typical girl group norms. And for Spaghetti, the members wanted to play with the concept rather than act restrained. And many expressions were created by the members themselves during practice, she said. And the confidence and humor that were seen on stage came from giving them freedom to experiment, which was great to hear. And another highlight was the vomiting motion, which became a fan favorite, killing part or killing point, kilpo. And Park So-yeon explains she insisted on including it the moment she heard the song because it matched the sound perfectly. And even though it's an unusual move for a girl group vomiting motion. And the article also goes behind the scenes of their multiple performance videos, Hot Road Shop, Ujeongbu Market, and red wall. And yeah, these performance videos were, some of them were planned, but others, like the red wall version, like this one here, were filmed spontaneously on the spot when the team found like a cool location, and they wanted fans to have as many different looks and settings as possible, rather than just a standard practice room video. And the practice process itself was full of energy, according to the performance director. Like Sakura even visited Park So-yeon's hotel room during the tour to practice difficult moves in front of the bathroom mirror, showing how committed the members were despite a hectic schedule. And Park closes by saying LESSERAFIM's strength comes from fearlessly trying new things, embracing strange ideas, and turning unexpected concepts into something stylish. And she believes that the group is entering a stage where expression and authenticity matter more than perfectly executing steps. And to her, LESSERAFIM is an unpredictable team in the best way, always ready to absorb new ideas and transform them into their own. So, yeah, I would highly recommend reading this article if you're a fan of LESSERAFIM, or if you want to learn more about LESSERAFIM's, by hearing from one of the key personnel for this team, their performance director. Okay? And for those of you who decide to stay with me, at the very end of this video, I will read this article in full length. But before I wrap up, what do you guys think? First of all, what do you think about LESSERAFIM performing at Rockin Eve this year? And which part of spaghetti performance stood out most to you? And with the way they are closing out 2025, where do you think they're headed next? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And as always, actually, I'm gonna do that phrase later. So, for those of you who decide to watch till the very end, let's go through this entire article. The title is "The Flavor of LESSERAFIM's Spaghetti Performance." Behind the performance of single album Spaghetti, December 3rd. Spaghetti, the title track of LESSERAFIM's first single album released in October, entered Billboard's Hot 100 at number 50 and the UK official singles Top 100 at number 46, marking the group's highest chart positions to date. At the heart of the song's success is a performance that embraces bold new ideas and expresses the song's playful concept through LESSERAFIM's distinctive movement and facial expressions. From the witty pulling spaghetti out from between your teeth gesture to the shockingly realistic throw-up motion, the group turns the idea of spaghetti into something entirely their own. We spoke with Park So-yeon, head of Source Music's performance directing team, who has worked with LESSERAFIM since debut, to learn how the choreography was created, how it was rehearsed, and what gives the group its performance edge. The choreography for Spaghetti brings the concept to life. So here's the first question. Concept to life with literal movements. How did you create the point choreography, like the pinky finger gesture that represents the spaghetti stuck between your teeth? Park So-yeon. Except for the intro and have a taste move that Eunchae does in the middle, like that part. Except those, most of the choreography was created in-house. LESSERAFIM has many songs where you need to analyze the lyrics to understand the meaning, but the lyrics of Spaghetti are extremely straightforward. The gesture of using your pinky to pick something out of your teeth may look unusual, but in real life, people often use a toothpick or finger to do that. We wanted to express it literally and realistically, but also in a quirky, kitschy way. The formations, where members link arms in like L and reversed L shapes, were meant to resemble teeth. Yeah, this one. And we added Chaewon and Eunchae's individual parts to create a sense of teeth opening and closing. Many people say the floor work in the intro. So here's the next question. Many people say the floor work in the intro creates instant immersion. What was the main focus when you designed the opening section? Yeah, opening section. Park says the intro was choreographed by Todd Williams, a foreign choreographer who has worked on about 90% of LESSERAFIM's albums. Huh. I've been with the group since the beginning, and Todd, although he doesn't work on every song, has worked with them long enough to understand the team deeply. One of our most important directives is always the intro. In movies and music, the opening sets the tone. True. With dance, I think it's crucial for the beginning to be visually overwhelming rather than a slow build. So we often ask for something that breaks away from what LESSERAFIM has done before. We'll say things like, I want them to start seated, or I want the intro to symbolically reflect the lyrics. Instead of reusing past ideas, we try to throw everything out and make something completely new. Floor work can be difficult for girl groups, but by freeing ourselves from restrictions, the intro became something powerful. Yeah, I completely agree. She knows what she's talking about. Next question. The song's bold, cheeky lyrics are paired with confident and comedic facial expressions. How did you guide the members in capturing Spaghetti's attitude? Park. LESSERAFIM's greatest strength is that whatever you give them, they deliver exactly as intended. Facial expressions and performance skills do not come from nowhere. They come from tons of practice. Where are we? Yeah, they come from tons of practice. From the beginning, the members told me, we really want to have fun with this album. I gave direction, but they also suggested a lot of ideas themselves. Like, this would be funny. How about we try this? When I told them, just do what you want, play with it, the expressions came out even more naturally. The song itself has a special energy. From a performance perspective, these aren't lyrics aimed at haters. It's more about showing who they are and what they want to express. I see. Okay, so because in terms of the lyrics and the song concepts, many people interpret it as being aimed at the haters. But in terms of the performance, it's more about themselves, right? Showing who they are and what they want to express. And she said, we wanted them to portray the mindsets behind making this album and the confidence to sing Spaghetti in the first place. Next question. The realistic throwing up move is a major killing point. Why did you choose such an unusual gesture? Park. The moment I heard that part of the song, like that part, I thought we have to put a vomiting motion here. There was concern because girl groups don't usually do that, but I insisted. This is the key point. Or this is, she literally said, this is the kick, and we're keeping it. And there are many ways to define good choreography, but to me, the most important thing is perfect harmony with the music. The members loved it instantly. Many idols would say, I don't want to do that, but LESSERAFIM is a team with no hesitation or boundaries when creating. Next question. The moment where Chaewon grabs Sakura's hand and throws herself up looks even more dynamic with the camera movement. And yes, this is the part that they're talking about. When she sings while sitting on the floor, and then she stands up. All right. I love that part. Park. We planned that part with camera work in mind from the beginning, but we also arranged it so that, except for Chaewon, the other members face the front for the fans watching live. When choreographing, we have to consider both how it looks with and without the camera. Still, I always try to use camera work when it can elevate the choreography. For example, Impurities. I love that song. Impurities is a performance that shines most when seen with the camera. Cheon's deeply melting in your mouth. In your mouth. That part isn't filled with big moves because I felt her melting into the floor. Expressing it with her face will be more impactful than any complicated choreography. Next question. The spaghetti performance was released in 5 different versions, including Hot Rush Up, Ujeongbu Market, and Red Wall Switch version. How did that happen? Park. Hot Rush Up and Ujeongbu Market were planned from the start, these two. But when we were filming Hot Rush Up in the States, there was a garage-like spot next to it. I thought this would look amazing for a fixed camera version, so we ended up filming the Red Wall version on the fly. Many choreography videos are shot in practice rooms, but we wanted to give fans something different. Fans don't get many chances to see the members in person, so we wanted to show as many looks as possible through content. Next question. Any memorable moments from practice? The members' energy was incredible during practice. As a performance director, I have to be strict sometimes, but when they practiced freely, I discovered new sides of them. The members also became closer while preparing this album. On tour, the spaghetti choreography was already complete, and Sakura would come to my hotel room to practice because she said certain moves weren't coming out well. So we played the music, danced in front of the bathroom mirror, things like that. The members really squeezed out every spare moment because they wanted to show fans their best. Next question. What do you hope viewers pay special attention to in this performance? Pop. The expressions. The members contributed so many ideas, and our CEO, So Sung-jin, also said that for spaghetti, expressions matter even more than the choreography. People often praise LESSERAFIM for being great performers, but at their 4th year, I think the next step is more about genuine expression than technical precision. In the past, I directed every facial detail, but now my role is to give them freedom so their own potential comes out. This song is more than half expression, and I'm glad fans noticed. Some songs highlight 1 or 2 members, but Spaghetti really showcased the character of all 5. Yeah, I completely agree with it, and I've noticed it the first moment I watched the music video. Next question. Spaghetti caused a stir when it was first revealed and eventually made the Billboard Hot 100. What gives LESSERAFIM their performance power? Park. It's nothing grand. They simply put their whole heart into everything. They aren't afraid of new ideas. A team's identity matters, but long term, what matters is how many different things you can try. If you keep showing the same type of performance, you become stuck. LESSERAFIM doesn't worry about, will people dislike this, or is this too weird? They try new things freely. Their mindset is, if LESSERAFIM does it, it will look cool because it is us. They're like sponges who absorb everything and make it theirs. Next question. What do you see for LESSERAFIM's performances going forward? It's the last question. Park. It's a challenge for both me and the members. Working on Spaghetti made us realize we shouldn't try to constantly show something new for someone else, but rather focus on what we genuinely want to do. Nice. We didn't have much rehearsal time because of the tour, and before we often worried we cannot mess this up. This has to look perfect. This time, we simply trusted the members. If we prepare sincerely, people will recognize it, even if reactions vary. We want to keep showing ourselves as we truly are. LESSERAFIM is my team, but they're also a team I'm excited about. I'm constantly wondering, what music will the next album bring? What will they look like on stage next time? They're unpredictable in the best way. whatever situation they're given, they turn it into something that feels like them. As long as they keep doing what they're doing, I think they'll be fine. They're always sincere. The last sentence. 늘 진심이어서 they're always sincere. And fans, fear not. Cannot agree more, right? And she said that the members got even closer to each other, which is amazing because they're known for fantastic chemistry. So I'm excited about their future. Let's see what 2026 will bring for us. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video. By the way, Sakura Source Music just released their Sakura's personal like project, Kuroshe, where she was knitting all these beautiful items, and now they're selling them on Weverse and shops. And it's super cute. And in this video, Sakura gifted the items to the members. And it's so delightful to see how genuinely happy and excited the members look, right? And the excitement they express openly, how happy they are. So, yeah. And I hope that the members and all the staff, I'm glad that they've got great staff working with them. And I hope all the fans stay happy, and stay excited, and stay healthy. One more thing, do I have? LESSERAFIM Park So-yeon Insta. So the performance director, Park So-yeon, this is her Instagram account. And yeah, she highlighted LESSERAFIM's name for the Rockin Eve artist roster. And then she posted this. After all, she's a HYBE staff. Is she maybe she's not a, anyways, we can say that she's a staff, right? Whether, okay, I haven't, all right. So HYBE sends coffee trucks to HYBE building headquarters, thanking all the HYBE staff and members, members, for the award that they received at Mama 2025, with the caption, with the message, HYBE award was all thanks to HYBE members. Thank you so much. Thank you sincerely. And then Park So-yeon included this caption. Thank you so much and congratulations, HYBE. Before I go to work on site, I will enjoy the coffee, the warm coffee. You're the best. So this is what we always wanted to see from these artists and staff, right? The chemistry, thanking each other and showing appreciation. Not necessarily toxic competition. Yeah, I just wanted to end with that. And one of the reasons why I appreciate HYBE is that it's not like, oh, we're all brothers, we're all family members, brothers and sisters, which was kind of known at, once upon a time with YG family. You know what I'm saying? I been listening to K-pop for a long time, and I've known K-pop for a long time. But when it comes to HYBE, there's that healthy distance from between like artists of different agencies and like staff of different agencies. And when I say distance, healthy distance, what I mean by is that respect. You can feel respect when you see these guys interacting with each other. People from different agencies, like even artists from different agencies. And when you see them like doing challenge videos with each other, especially if you watch behind the scenes videos, like go check out a video that Cortez recently released. They have done a dance challenge for their songs like Go, What You Want, and Fashion with different artists from different agencies within HYBE. And it's, yeah, even the 선배, the seniors, used respectful language to courtiers who just debuted. Actually, at that point, it was like pre-debut. Actually, they debuted, and that's what I respect. Anyways, I was going tangent. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section, and as always, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy. Thank you guys. Peace and love. Bye bye.